Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here with this week's astrology. So it's going to be an eventful week. We start out with Monday, which is the beginning of the week, as we know, so it's a kind of mundane day. But this mundane day is different because the planet Mercury, which rules communication, is going into its own sign of Gemini. So the humdrum Monday has turned into one that has the potential for excitement, for a lot of social interaction, for a lot of creative individuality, because Geminis are, if nothing else, unique unto themselves. So it's a time to express yourself, a time to listen to others, a time to express your ideas, and a time to get moving on them as well. And I say get moving on them because although Gemini is not always known for follow through, there are other aspects in this week that will help Mercury and Gemini achieve its aims. So the next thing that we need to be aware of is that even though the planet Uranus was conjunct the planet Venus, Uranus, the planet of sudden, unusual, unique, sometimes strange and weird happenings, and the planet Venus, the planet of relationships, of women, the planet of value, especially self-value, the planet of balance and healing. Those are together. They're coming together. Conjunct means together. And that was last week. Well, this is going to go on for quite a few days for the rest of this week. So we have that influence too. So you've got Mercury in its own sign of Gemini and Venus and Uranus. So interesting, weird, unique, out of the ordinary things happening, and a way to finally express those things with Mercury and Gemini. On Tuesday, we have the full moon. And the full moon it happens every 28 days. It happens 14 days after the new moon. So every 28 days, there's going to be a new moon, the start of something. And every 28 days, there's going to be a full moon, the culmination of what got started. So this full moon is in Sagittarius. So we are now in Gemini sun time, and opposite that, because a full moon means that the sun and the moon are in opposite signs. Opposite that is the moon in Sagittarius. They're at a very interesting degree, late degree. Late degree means after about 24, 25 degrees, since there are 30 degrees in a sign. So that means that all kinds of energy has been built up for what is essentially a full moon, which is all kinds of energy has been built up. So all kinds of energy has been built up to express itself in all kinds of energetic ways. This is going to be a very interesting full moon. It's going to be a full moon for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's a full moon. Secondly, it's in the signs Sagittarius and Gemini, both very social signs, both signs looking for the answers, both signs willing to ask the questions, and both signs willing to allow the information to come to them. So this issue with logic and intuition, with the balance of the full moon, of the sun opposition the moon, is perfect, and everything is on track for discoveries. And hopefully you will take these discoveries and make something useful out of them, make something beneficial. So this full moon is also noted because it will be sextile the planet Saturn. A sextile aspect is an opportunity aspect. That means that the wonderful full moon in Sagittarius, the moon will be sextile. That means it'll be in a position to, if you choose, is really the way to put it, you can go along with all of this bigness and fullness and wonder and openness, and you can use that to make something concrete, to further your aims, to bring yourself and your issues to some sort of financial or material gain, because Saturn is involved. And maybe it won't be financial gain, but it will be the understanding and the creation of what a true foundation is, what true structure really is, because foundation and structure are Saturn. So the moon, what I wish for, what I feel I want, and Saturn making it so. So this is a time for practical magic. The full moon is also square, an abrasive frictional aspect. It's also square Neptune. Neptune is a lovely planet. And that's a great adjective, lovely, because Neptune is kind of like the soft breeze along near the ocean, and it's like the gentle waves of the ocean lapping the shore, except when it isn't. And when it isn't is you miscalculating, because Neptune is also illusion, you miscalculating, oh, I'm not really even at the ocean. There isn't really a breeze. So the issue here with the full moon, the bigness of all of this emotion, square Neptune, which is our, have I quite got this right? Is this really happening? The big news here is keep yourself firmly planted. You really need to, this is the week for ankle weights. This is the week for you checking to make sure that what you know is so is actually so. This is the week to verify, 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 because with the bigness and the emotions of the full moon in Sagittarius, you have that full moon square Neptune. Now you also will have the sun square Neptune, because remember, the full moon is opposite the sun. And so what one squares, the other squares. That's Neptune, them squaring it. So it's going to be an interesting week. Verify, get other people to help you verify, witnesses, good idea. The next thing that will happen will be Thursday, June 16th. The sun, the life force, our creativity, our heart center, the expression of who we really are, will be in a harmonious, beneficial aspect called a trine to Saturn. Excellent, excellent, excellent time to get done what you want to get done. What's in your heart? What would you like to make real? What would you like to show up creatively as your legacy? Not your legacy after you die, but your legacy now. In other words, what are you doing with your time now? The sun, trine Saturn, will help you present it, and present it well. Also the sun is square Neptune. Now remember, with the moon we had Saturn and Neptune. With the sun, of course, because they're in opposition. So we have that sun square Neptune. Whenever the sun is square Neptune, or the moon, or Mercury, or Mars, or Venus, those are your personal planets, you have to be careful when and where Neptune is involved, because you really don't know. Even if you know, you don't know if something is as it's supposed to be, as it's stated it is, as other people state it is. Ankle weights, taking it slowly and easily, verifying. That's really your objective here, is coming through this successfully. This is a good time to dream. And dreaming, Neptune, this is a good time to dream and write those dreams down. Write those ideas down. Do those light sketches. Don't just leave it up here in your head, because Neptune, it'll sort of waft away. And don't go all in, because you need time to see if what's coming up for you is actually happening. So it's a great time to get in touch with yourself spiritually. But again, this is not the time to take fantastic action. It's a time to be still and to allow what is so to come up for you. As it's often said, be still and know. And then we have on Saturday, the planet Venus, remember relationships, balance, value, especially self-value, is going to be square, abrasive aspect to Saturn. What that means is you really need to check and see if it's so. Remember in the old Westerns when somebody would hand somebody a coin and the person who received the coin would bite it to see if it was real? That's what you need to do with Venus square Saturn. You want to know if it's real? you need to test it and test it in practical, down-to-earth ways. So if it doesn't bend, if it's truly, you can't see through it, and if it's truly usable for you, if it's currency you can use, then it'll be a solid, and there will be plenty of agreement with all concerned that something is solid and has real value. And then we have the planet Venus, still value, especially self-value, relationships, women, balance, healing, sextile, working opportunity aspect to Neptune. This is a great time for all artists. Again, not a great time to start planning your life, but a great time. Let's sketch out those ideas. And if you want to know who the artists are, you are. You're an artist of your life. This is a time to ask yourself, what do I want? How do I want it to be? Where am I likely to encounter it? What am I willing to do in order to accomplish it? And ask yourself those questions and write the answers down. Write them down. Don't think about it because it'll just go by. Write them down. When you come out of this week, out of this phase, you can look at what's happening for you and start to know what to take action on. It's a great week. It's pretty phenomenal. I hope you're getting your moon water ready, and get that cup or that vessel, fill it with water, set it where it'll catch the rays of the moon. And if you've got the problem of, oh, I can't really set anything where I can catch the rays of the moon, just doing the ceremony brings the rays to your cup of water or your vessel. Always cover it, because critters love to swim in moon water. So cover that. After 3 days after the new moon, start drinking it or pouring it into your plants, or pouring some of it into your bath water, or using some of it for cooking, because it has great power in it. So lots of joy, happy everything, especially this wild and wonderful full moon. Be well.